January not only marks the beginning of the new year, but it also is the start of Clean Up Your Computer Month. This annual observance is an excellent opportunity for businesses to optimize their digital workspace, enhance productivity, foster a positive work environment, and encourage good employee computer hygiene. In today's iTNet Tech Update, I'm going to be exploring the significance of cleaning up computers in the workplace and share some creative ways companies might make this task a little bit more enjoyable for their staff. Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Michael Kinnett, CEO and founder of iTernal Networks, and every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on LinkedIn, and discuss the latest in technology, cyberspace news that might affect you and your business, as well as share some tips and tricks that hopefully might help you in your business. At the end of our session, I also will have some time to answer any live questions from the audience. So if you've got any burning, technology or cybersecurity questions, get them ready. I'll make sure to have time at the end to cover those. To start off with, there's a few news headlines I wanted to point out. CISA, or the United States Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, has added 2 new vulnerabilities that are being affect Google Chrome, as well as an open source Perl library that's used by other applications for reading information in Excel files. Both of these applications have patches available to remedy the vulnerabilities and should be applied as soon as possible. So if you're an active Google Chrome user, I recommend making sure you go in and update that as soon as possible. Also, Nigerian hackers are once again in the news. A hacker from Nigeria was arrested in Ghana for stealing $7.5 million from 2 charities that are located in the United States and Maryland. He did this through a business email compromise attacks and faces charges of wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and unauthorized access to a protected computer from the attack that he mitigated, or that he took on these 2 Maryland-based charities. The attacks occurred not recently. Surprisingly, these attacks occurred between June and August of 2020, so several years ago now. He faces up to 34 years in prison if convicted. So it's good. That's always good news when they are able to locate, identify, locate, and then arrest these threat actors that are involved in these attacks. Also in the news, this is another healthcare data breach. It seems like every week there's a new one. Health EC suffered a data breach that impacts almost 4.5 million individuals in the United States that received care through Health EC's customers. So Health EC offers software for medical providers around the country. They suffered a data breach between July 14th and July 23rd, 2023. They concluded their investigation on October 24th and just recently published their findings. They revealed that the threat actor gained access to and stole files that contain names, address, birth date, social security number, tax ID information, medical information, insurance information, and billing information. So they kind of got it all. Everybody's been notified. The doctor's office has been notified of those that were affected by that. If you were impacted by it, you should be getting notified as well. All right, now time for our discussion. I'm going to talk a little bit about Clean Up Your Computer Month. We're going to talk about how important it is for businesses to keep their individual computers cleaned up. And I've got to share a few suggestions that might help in getting your employees a little bit more buy-in, maybe a little bit more excited about the process as well. So first, what's the impact of a clean computer on workplace efficiency? A cluttered computer can significantly slow down your operations. It can affect your employees' efficiency. So it's important that you clean up unnecessary files, that you organize folders and files, and optimize the software that you use to contribute to overall faster system performance and reduce downtime and frustration. Cleaning up the computer doesn't really have to be a huge daunting task. I'm going to share 5 quick steps to streamline your digital workspace and kind of boost your performance that hopefully will be a little bit helpful in this process. So 1, delete unnecessary files. You should always start by removing unnecessary files, documents from your desktop. Go to your downloads folder, go to your documents folder. Over time, these folders just seem to be dumping grounds for shortcuts, for downloads, for zip files, for various different things. And so it's important that from time to time we go through and clean those up. Be ruthless in identifying and deleting files you no longer need. Consider using disk cleanup tools or software to identify large files taking up valuable space, to identify any of those that maybe are not in your desktop, your documents, or your downloads folder. Next, I recommend organizing and decluttering your desktop icons. So once again, over time, right, as you install programs and have different shortcuts and things, the desktop gets cluttered. I did a screen share with an individual. This is about a year ago now. And before he shared his screen with me, he apologized. He said, I know it's a disaster. He had so many icons on his desktop. They were overlapping with each other. I don't know how he could find anything on his desktop. So a cluttered desktop can slow down your computer, can make it difficult to find essential items that you need. So you can create folders to group similar files. You can move them off of your desktop. Keep only the most frequently used shortcuts for easy access. Next, I recommend uninstalling any unused programs. Over time, you may accumulate software that you no longer use. Uninstall these programs to free up storage space and to improve system performance. You can use the control panel in Windows or the applications folder on Mac OS to manage the installed software. Next, also software related, it's important that you update your software and your system drivers. Make sure that your operating system, software applications, and your drivers are up to date. Regular updates often include performance improvements, bug fixes, and security patches. So set up automatic updates where possible to keep your system optimized. If you work with an IT provider such as iTNet Networks, these tasks may be done for you already. I would check with them and see if there's anything that they need you to do on your end. And the tip number 5 for this, run disk cleanup and defragmentation. So there's in Windows, there's a built-in tool called disk cleanup. In Mac OS, there's an application called disk utility. You can use these to clean up unnecessary system files to free up disk space. And you can use them to help to optimize the hard drives for file storage and improve overall performance. Now, I will point out, if you've been using computers for a long time, defragmentation may seem familiar to you. Back before solid-state drives, it was critical for your performance that you defragmented your hard drive, right? If it was a spinning platter hard drive, you had to optimize where those files and folders were located on the disk to improve performance. Solid-state drives, not so much. In fact, if you defragment too much with a solid-state drive, you can actually end up wearing the drive out, because solid-state drives are only built to be read and written to so many times, and defragmenting can actually damage the solid-state drives over time. So it's important to use the built-in tools with Windows. Windows and Mac will know the type of drive that it is, and will do the optimization as necessary and appropriate for that type of drive. One of the other benefits of cleaning up your systems is improving your security. Outdated software and neglected security settings can pose a threat to your company's sensitive information. So regular computer cleanups ensure that antivirus programs are up to date, your firewalls are working properly, you don't have any outdated and unpatched and vulnerable applications running, and that your employees are following best practices and the policies that you have in your company for your cybersecurity and your use of those computers. A clean computer can also promote effective collaboration within a team. Sharing files and resources becomes easier to locate if it's organized, which then fosters seamless communication and project management, which then obviously can accelerate some of your decision-making processes, project timelines, and other improvement and efficiency benefits. And one other thing I think it's important to point out is your employee morale can be boosted by having things organized and efficient. An organized, efficient computer, workspace, network, right? This all positively impacts your employees' morale. When employees can navigate their digital environment without unnecessary obstacles, they feel more empowered and motivated to tackle their tasks. So the last thing I just want to point out is a few fun ideas, some suggestions that we came up with on how you could make clean up your computer month for your employees a little bit more fun. So here's just a few suggestions. I highly recommend, if you don't like any of these, come up with your own, but find some way of encouraging your staff to take a look and organize and clean up their digital workspace. So first tip, you could organize a digital declutter challenge. Turn the cleanup process into a friendly competition, or by organizing a challenge of sorts. Encourage employees to declutter their computers, and you could even offer prizes or rewards for those that end up with the most organized workspace at the end of the challenge. You could host a treasure hunt of sorts, or a scavenger hunt, where employees search for digital files, treasures within their computer files within the network, right? This not only encourages exploration, but also motivates employees to, in an entertaining way, to keep their files organized. You could host a virtual or in-person lunch and learn session where an expert could come in and share tips on digital organization and efficiency. Make it interactive by allowing employees to share their own hacks, tricks, tips, experiences, and creating, and this will help to create a sense of community engagement within your company. And then finally, the last tip I'm going to share is you could offer employees personalized tech support. Contact your IT provider if you have in-house IT, maybe set up a special time where your IT professional can assist in optimizing settings, updating software, and address any individual concerns that your employees may have, making the process more accessible and a little bit less intimidating. So clean your computer month experience by partnering with Eternal Networks. We can help with all this. All the tips and tricks that I just shared with you are things that we do on a regular basis for our clients. Our expert team is here to help you effortlessly declutter your computer systems to ensure peak performance and cybersecurity. We also offer employee training for many different cybersecurity and technology hurdles that your company might be facing in today's work environment. So embrace the new year with confidence and let our team be your guide to a clutter-free, tech-savvy 2024. On that note, we also have a pre-upcoming webinar on cybersecurity. In June 2023, Kirkland Ellis suffered a massive data breach. The criminal hacker group exploited a vulnerability in file transfer software, and 16 million individuals were affected in the attack. Here's a quote by Zach Olson, who's the president of communications firm Infinite Global. "It proves that nobody is immune. If they have any blind spots at all in their vendor relationships, or if people aren't trained to manage spam and phishing attacks, you can spend all the money in the world trying to prevent this stuff from happening, but it's not usually the fault of the victims." So join us on January 18th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be addressing this, right? The number one security and cyber threat to your business. And we're going to provide some actionable steps to help identify your security gaps and mitigate the risks that you have in your organization. You'll be able to gain insights into growing your company to new heights with an advanced cybersecurity posture and policy. This free training session is your opportunity to fortify your business and to ensure a secure digital future. You can see the link below, and we'll drop it in the chat as well to register for that webinar. Let's see if we have any questions from the audience. I don't see any comments coming in from any of our live viewers. So thanks for joining us today. If you're not watching live, if you're watching after the fact, thanks for taking the time for this. If you have any questions, comments, you can always contact me via direct message, call our office, you can email the team, visit our website, iTNet.org. There's multiple ways of reaching out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what your questions are, what your concerns are, and if there's any topics of interest to you that you'd like us to tackle on one of these future iTNet updates. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.